Breathing into my bubble completely.
I don't want to be in your bubble.
Ever.
I actually really like your response to that. It's like, because you're in my bubble and you need to move your
Move your
bubble.
bubble.
Move your bubble, I don't know, it's my problem. Sounds like a you thing. Yeah, so, one of the things I realized that y'all are struggling with, and quite frankly, it's the lifeblood of sales teams, right, is gonna be lead generation. So how are you generating leads currently that's not pounding pavement? Like, what's working, what's not working? Where do you get all your leads?
Calling clients, old clients, asking for referrals. I'm doing mine through realtors as well.
You're calling realtors?
I have a few that I use that know me personally.
How often do you call them?
It's
Like, be honest, don't lie.
every couple of weeks.
You call every realtor?
They call me. No, I'll have two. that-
Outgoing phone calls, not incoming phone
Yeah,
calls.
outgoing, probably once every couple of weeks.
Okay. What about how often do you call old clients asking for referrals?
Well, I just did my first round last week, really, to call the whole list. And I haven't called again this week.
So you called the
most
whole
people-
list all in 1 week?
Yeah, we got a list to call, and that's what I did.
Okay.
So I printed out the list of everyone's old clients and just said,
How many old clients do you have?
There's like 100 almost.
Everyone's
You
got
called
about
100 people in 1 week?
everyone's got about 90 clients to call on.
So what does your call to old clients sound like? I couldn't call 100 people and have like an interesting conversation, all of them in 1 week, there's no way.
Well, some of them were my clients. Some of them we just done work on, recently. I was just calling to touch base, see how their roof was doing, see if they needed anything, and then straight up asking them at the end of the conversation, do you know anybody that needs an inspection? Most everybody was like, no. Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Right.
But I'll definitely recommend you guys because we love what you did. That's pretty much the majority of the calls.
Okay,
They're a couple minutes.
okay. Wait,
Six packing?
so you've been six packing
Mm-hmm.
every single time?
Yep, I got 2 leads.
So, okay, good. Anything else? So we're gonna talk about six packing in depth here in a little bit, so I'm not gonna go too far now, right now.
Okay.
Anywhere else you're getting leads?
From the office, we're getting them still,
Yeah.
But
obviously.
generated, self-generated.
Self-generated?
Yeah.
That's what, I've been six packing as well.
Every time?
Yeah. Probably not the best times, but now I've set time aside to get the best times. 2 days a week, I'm staying till 7, so.
And we just started that,
Yeah.
last couple of weeks?
Yeah, just last couple of weeks, 4 to 7.
Here's the thing with this, the lead generation stuff that I'm gonna talk about. Notice I keep asking, like, how often do you do it? When do you do it? It's about making it regimented where it's just a habit that I do this on this day. If I have 100 clients, there is no way in hell I'm gonna call them all in 1 week. Absolutely not gonna happen. I don't wanna talk to them that much, and I don't wanna have 100 2-minute conversations anyway, because they're not gonna be very good. I'd rather have 10-minute conversations, and then next week have 10 more 10-minute conversations that actually get somewhere than a 2-minute conversation. Hey man, hey Wes, how are you?
Doing great.
Yeah, so how's your roof?
It's not leaking.
Not leaking? Awesome. If you need any more work, let me know. Do you know any friends that need roofing services?
No, not right now.
I didn't figure that you did because I asked you like crap. Like I didn't show any interest into anything that's going on with you. Like, hey Wes, man, you been fishing lately? Because I know you're a fisherman or whatever I know about you. And like have that personal relationship that goes past a 2-minute phone call. Right? Because otherwise we're just checking the box going, I got it done, I got it done, I got it done. You told me to call, so I called. But if the call sucks, you're wasting your time. You'll end up wasting 200 minutes of your life, which is over 3 hours of your life in a week, trying to call 100 people on 2-minute phone calls and not get anything out of it. Unless they just happen to have an active leak right then, or their mom called them about a leak yesterday, right? Otherwise, they're not gonna think of anything. Versus, if I call you, hey man, what's up buddy? Like, what's been going on? I mean, y'all have your sales cycle is fairly long, and y'all get to know your customer so well, in my opinion, comparative to a lot of roofing companies, that you should be able to call and have a 10-minute conversation with somebody about something interesting. And if you can't, like, put them for later, right? I used to break down whenever we would do the cold calls to our old customers, I would break my list down to like the people I really liked and I really knew, and then maybe I kind of know them, and maybe like I wish I had never roofed their house, right? And then I picked, like based on the percentages from those numbers, I would pick my 10. I picked 5 from this list because I knew there were going to be 5 really good calls, and I picked 3 from this list because they're going to be decent calls, but not quite as good as the 5. And then I picked the 2 and get my 10 off that list, right? And just try to go with a methodology of, I don't want to just call off of the bad list, because here's what will happen: you'll call the good list first, then you call the next one, you get to the last one, and that one's just a waste of time. Because I don't want to get beat down over and over and over again by the people that already don't like me, or maybe just are not as nice of people, right? I also can't call 10 people off of the first list because they want to talk for like an hour. You know, they want to talk for a long time. Now, are all of y'all, most of your clients are in Georgetown, correct?
No,
Percentage.
A
Like
very, very large percentage.
close to here,
Yeah.
like close to where we are right now. So, have y'all gone to just knock on the door and stop by and say, hey, how you doing? Ask for that referral in person, like go have the actual like person-to-person conversation, right? It's door knocking. It's just not door knocking a random person, it's door knocking a friend. Park your truck in front of their house because your sign's probably gone because you did the work a year ago. But the neighbor is sitting there staring at your truck outside. They go, hey man, did you have roof damage or what? To their neighbor. No man, he just came over to make sure everything was good. He's just stopping by, he's in the area. You know, it's stopping by with a different mindset of why we're doing it versus just making a phone call every time. So, here's the deal. Lead generation, we've talked about, I know we've done some of this before. No one still going after insurance agents at all? Somebody, for the love of God, please go after insurance agents. Hey, new guy, you go after insurance agents, got it? You'll close more off insurance agents than you will all the rest of that crap. Because guess what? They're the ones with the customer. They're calling them. Take donuts and kolaches to insurance agents, fat chicks like to eat. The gatekeeper, she's really easy to get past whenever you like give her donuts every time you come in or whatever. Like I used to do that. Taco Tuesday. I had one office. They couldn't believe when I sold the roofing company because they started having to buy lunch on Tuesday. Because we went in there every single Tuesday with tacos because she sent us so much business. So, insurance agents is easy. You can't do, again, it's the same thing. I can't service 20 insurance agents, right? So all of my salespeople, I told them to concentrate on 4. Once you have 4 active agents. The reason being is I can stop by once a week for a long period of time to talk to them. Because again, I'm not setting myself up to where I can't accomplish all this stuff. I mean, I can give you a million ideas and you go, there's not 900 hours in the day to do all this. But whenever you have insurance agents, if you have 4 of them, and I got 4 weeks in a month, I'm just gonna spend 1 hour taking that agent out to lunch or something, right? Happy hour or whatever I gotta do. Well, you know, lunch and learn at their office, right? Then we would take lunch by to Sarah's agency, and she knew on the second Tuesday of every month I was gonna stay and eat lunch. Every other Tuesday, I was gonna drop it off and be gone. And that was it. It's like, hey, thanks for sending the deals, and we would go in and we'd update them really fast on their clients. That was it. They're the ones that had called into us, right? If you get a referral from that insurance agent, call and thank them for it. Like, this is one thing I see that happens over and over and over again. We get these referrals, but we never call sometimes, especially in these business relationships like realtors or insurance agents, no one calls and thanks them. And I call and thank them every single time. Hey, thanks for, Sarah, basically, I just started having to make 1 phone call a day and just thank her for all the people that called in. Like, when the storm hit, we'd have like 9 calls from Sarah. So I would have to call Sarah once a day and say, hey, thanks for calling, thanks for having this person. Otherwise, I'd be calling her all freaking day. You know, like a bill collector, thanking her for the phone calls. But that's what it gets down to, right? I was getting referrals and they close. So like these referrals right here, these things will close. They should close at probably, even if you're no good, 70% to 95% close rate. Because here's the deal. Their trusted source told them to call you. if you set it up right with that insurance agent and how to tell them to do it, they will set you up to close that deal. Like Sarah told him, all you have to do is pay your deductible, because she knew he collected deductibles, and he'll take care of everything. He'll deal with the adjuster, start to finish. You don't have to do anything, call Brad, he'll handle it. You just gotta pay your deductible, and she would tell them the deductible on the phone, as I asked her to. Tell them their deductible so they know. And if they start grappling about it, tell them I finance it. So she was telling them about it from the get-go. Hey, he finances too, just so you know. Right? So then whenever I got there, everything that I was gonna say has already been said by the person that they trust more than anybody. Because they don't trust me as a roofer, they trust their insurance agent. Right? But this is a huge untapped market. If y'all aren't doing that, I'm telling you, it's the easiest, it's way easier than door knocking. You can door knock the whole storm that way. You don't even have to go anywhere. They just keep going to insurance agents. There's 5 of y'all, that's 20 agents. If y'all are getting bills from 20 agents, even if they suck, you'll get 2 a month. Even if they don't have hardly anything, you'll get 40 You'll get 40 leads a month. I had one guy, and be specific about what you're going in to ask for, right? If you're having trouble getting in for re-roofs because they already have a roofer, be the repair guy. If you're, so y'all know my story, I sold nothing but high-end. So with Sarah, it all started as like, hey, I know that, because I knew the other guy that got her roofs. I said, hey, I know you send all your roofs to Lone Star. He's a buddy of mine, I don't want to impede on his business. I said, but what Lone Star is not good at is high net worth individuals, that's all I do. So if the claim or the house isn't valued at $700,000 to $800,000, I don't want it. I just want the high-end stuff. And we got nothing but high-end stuff. Every claim with her was over 70 grand. We were just getting them one after the other. Because she has 4,000 insurance policies. Well, she has a lot of people that have a lot of money, just based on where she's at. And it worked, right? And then I didn't have to, he was never mad at me, I was never mad at him. We both, like, we did joint stuff with her, which was even blew her mind. Like, these 2 roofers can get along and not be mad that I'm referring them both stuff. And I just told her, I said, don't ever refer both of us. I said, refer him, refer me, I don't care which one. You know what I'm looking for. You know what he's looking for. He's doing volume. He was just out just slinging roofs, and I didn't want anything to do with that. So, you know, that was, we went in and just asked for what we wanted. We had one agent, we just asked for repairs because they had somebody to do their replacements. Well, all that did was get us to do the repairs for like 3-4 months. Then they got mad at the replacement guy, then we became the replacement guy too. So it's, you know, start somewhere, got my foot in the door. It's nothing that was making me tons of money, but I had a repair guy that needed something to do. So he went in and started calling on her. Like, I gave it to the repair guy. Hey man, go tell her that you're the guy. When it gets called in, you're the one that keeps going out. Go thank her. Okay, I can do, you know, and he's not a sales guy. He's just nothing but a repairman in a van. You can go by and talk to him. And it's just, again, it's a team effort to get this type of stuff going, right? So, one thing that I know that I watch y'all stuff, for the love of God, you gotta put this stuff on Facebook. On your personal Facebook. Personal sells. Businesses don't sell on Facebook. You make the post as a business, all of your employees share it. Like, that's how it should work, right? I want everybody that knows me to know that I roof, right? Take a picture on the roof. Tell a joke. Have you seen that guy that tells jokes on the roof? It's like the bad roof joke of the day. He's killing it. That dude does, like, I heard he's selling $2 million. He never gets leads. And he literally gets on the roof, and once a day he goes Facebook Live and tells like a stupid dad joke on top of a roof. It's the stupidest shtick ever. It's like, hey, it's Joe, the dumb roofer again. And he tells a joke. Like, dumb joke of the day. And like, tells a joke. But he's like the top of mind because he's doing some stupid joke that people just keep watching. And you know, 30 seconds. Takes him no time at all. He's up there anyway. I've never met the guy, but I've heard from somebody that I know that that's how much he sells. He's selling roofs like crazy on Facebook. Anybody know Lane? Do you follow any roofers on Facebook? Anybody? No? You don't? Oh, y'all should. Landon Smith, anybody know that guy? They worked at Quick Roofing, he sold about $3 million. A friend of mine, he's on Facebook 24 hours a day, just all about roofing all the time. Every time he's inspecting, he's going Facebook Live. He does that stupid drive down the road with the video on. I can't stand. Makes me sick to watch because it's like, The truck's just like bouncing around because he drives a big jacked up truck and the truck's like bouncing around. The video's bad, but it works. He gets jobs. He tags all of his customers on Facebook. Thanks, Miss So and So. He sits there and talks about selling roofs on Facebook. Like, he's not scared. Just putting information out there. But it's all about. I mean, I'm telling you, Facebook.
Who's got a Facebook account?
Everybody under the age of 92.
What was that guy's name you said?
Who's that?
The guy you're talking about?
Landon Smith. There's another guy, Kyle. What's Kyle's last name? Kelly. It's spelled Kiel.
If y'all liked our Facebook page, you got a link to it,
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, when I know Michael posts stuff, I know, Kate Edwards posts stuff for us. I mean, when something posts, just go ahead and repost it. Yeah, that's all you're talking about, right? Repost it on our
That for
personal account?
For starters, that would be a start,
Yeah.
and then post your own stuff after that. But I mean, it's the I can't remember his last name. I'll think of it in a minute. Kyle. Yeah, it's you know, posting stuff that's relevant to a homeowner. Don't post a bunch of like some of it. We wind up getting like lost in the weeds of roofing. And we get so technical. I see some guys. I'm like, this is so boring. But if you see something interesting while you're out there, you know, like Marine, like every flag I ever passed by, I would selfie that bad boy, loving her. I see somebody supporting America, hoorah, whatever, you know, on the roof. Like that's what we would do. I just kind of Facebook posts that my guys used to make, but it was all about people knowing where they worked because they'll think about it, right? Start messaging you, hey, do you do this? Hey, do you do that? It's amazing how many leads you get off of just Facebook. Just telling people what you do. Does every friend you know what you do? Yeah. You?
No.
I have 1,800 people on Facebook that don't know me. I mean, I don't know 1,800 people. There's no possible way. But if I put that out there, like, hey, I'm roofing, whatever, and take some selfies on top of roofs, like, now 1,800 people know I'm a roofer. You'd be surprised, like, I've sold roofs to people that I haven't talked to in decades from high school because I accepted everybody. Sure, I guess. I don't put that much of my real life on Facebook. If you go to my Facebook, it's not really me. If I get tagged, that's about it. But I don't post pictures of, like, my kids or my family or anything. It's just work, right? Like, I look at it, if every Cincy person can put all their candles on Facebook, then I can put all their roofs on Facebook. If you're gonna try to sell me Advocare, I'm gonna try to sell you a roof. Like, you sell your wares, I'll sell mine. You know, so, but I'm telling you, if you're not posted, I mean, it used to be in our sales agreement, like our salespeople agreement, if you didn't post 4 times a week and tag yourself at XL Roofing, you get fired. But we were looking for people to tag our location that many times, because that's how it bumps up. So everybody that likes Texas Traditions Roofing, have you all rated a 5-star? Please tell me yes. You lying? You're kind of lying, I can tell. You just grinned whenever you said it. Have you?
I haven't even liked the Facebook.
I don't even like the Facebook page. Oh my god. What do I?
Not do much on Facebook.
Huh?
I'm not honestly.
Not on Facebook? How old are you?
I was trying to say.
So that's
He's got a Facebook, but he's at that age where he needs to go through and create another Facebook.
Are you on Instagram?
You get Clinton.
Yeah.
Twitter? Okay, so you can.
I have been posting on Twitter though.
Okay.
But you're right. The
Hey,
pictures
here's your new
are-
Twitter guy.
Sweet.
So no, this is no kidding. Like this age group, they're off of Facebook. It's no kidding. They're off of Facebook and they're Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Correct?
Yes.
Every friend that he has on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Like period.
Ooh, that kid's.
I'm on MySpace.
A lot of people.
That would
You're
be
on
so
MySpace. I
smart.
bet you are. I can see that. You're in the phone book. What about you? You've liked the page?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you rated it?
I don't think I've done that.
We're supposed to
Yeah.
rate our own page. I always feel like that's not a good thing.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna pause you for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do we tag, what do we, to get Texas Traditions noticed, or what do you do?
You do the @ symbol and then start typing Texas Traditions, and
You
it'll
like
pop
it.
up, and
No,
you
it's
have to like it.
Once you like it.
Well, unfortunately, I like it, okay? I repost it and my mother automatically reposts again.
So see, you get
But I'm just saying, you're talking about a lot of of the Facebook, but to do it, what do we need to be putting in there to make it relevant and seen? You talked about bumping ourselves up on it. What's the key component? I'm not a Facebook posting the guy.
We need more like, we
You
need
need-
more pictures of us on roofs.
Like Matt could go to my house and take a picture at Ron's and say, another happy customer in Texas Traditions Roofing.
Or do we need like more pictures
Yeah, we
of
could, I
clients?
could take a picture of the front with the sign in it.
Yeah, just get on the roof.
TXT roofing.
I mean, Ron and Mom got a Facebook, you can tag them.
At Ronnie Ron Warren.
Yep.
That's great.
At Jay Warren.
Everybody smile. Okay. Looks just like this. Training today. There's the photo. Hit the location, and I search for Texas Traditions Roofing. So now I'm at Texas Traditions Roofing. Post, now it's on your page. And my page.
Alright, I'll show you that.
I can show you that.
Wait, how do you do it? How do you?
I'll show you.
It's that fast. Like you look up the location, you type in hit the location button, type in Texas Traditions Roofing, tag it, you're done. Super easy.
Then you just attach the picture.
Attach the picture. Take the picture on Facebook, whatever. It'll work. There's gonna be one here in a minute.
Start taking selfies of me and my clients.
Then you can do ads and
Contracts.
like, you can get all kinds of crazy after that.
Clients.
So we used to
Did you
tag.
tell them about the guy that I told you about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You were the guy telling. You stole like $2 million doing telling stupid hang jokes.
King of Roof's top salesman last year sold $1.5 million, and he's known as, I think they call him the Joker. Sits on top of a roof and he tells jokes. 5-second videos, that's all he does. Post it on social media, people like it, they think it's funny, they move on with their day. But I guarantee you, he's got people that are coming to him constantly saying they need a new roof or they want something inspected. Because he is top of mind, and it's not about just, it's about getting to be someone's top of mind.
Here's the deal.
And doing it consistently. It's not about doing it once, it's not about doing it every month. It's about doing it consistently enough that you stay top of mind, people know what you do, and they will think of you the moment that they need a roof.
There's no $1 million to $1.5 million sales guy that's getting all their leads from an office. There's not. I promise. The vast majority of them take 0 leads from offices. Like they don't need them. Because if they're actively in the game, like they've been roofing in an area, they don't need any leads. If you give them leads, they'll go do 3 million. But they're so busy that they have to have an assistant. Like that's just that's how it goes. There's no $1 million guys, $1.5 million guys that aren't doing a whole lot of this stuff. Number one thing that they all do is this one. Tell them. Because it's free. You don't have to pay for it. I know sales guys that pay for their own Facebook ads because they work. Like all those videos and stuff. Out of their pocket because they're making so much money. I have a guy over in Rockwall that works for a roofing company. He does $1.7 million on his own in Rockwall. And he spends about $1,000 a month on roofing ads. Of his own money. Because he's making like $170,000, $180,000 a year. Right? He's making good money. He's like 10 grand, 12 grand to make 180. Yeah, I'm in. Right? So, I mean, do it for free first and see that it works like the joke guy. But like if the joke guy wanted to take it to the next level, he'd start running ads on those jokes. And start hitting people in certain neighborhoods. Like tell the jokes to wherever that hail swath is. I mean you can narrow the posting down to, this neighborhood. That's what we used to do on our sales stuff. Whenever we started running our Facebook ads. We're running it only in little retirement community. We had different ads for different places depending on what style house that they had and how old they were. And we broke it down by the demographic because something that we had ads that had like dogs in it and cats and stuff, and that was for the older folks. And then we had a little more, raunchier humor for the younger ones sometimes, you know, because we didn't want to offend somebody, and they thought like the cat videos like cute and whatever, and so we just run them towards the ones that we were running for. So, you know, Facebook is also can be. I don't know everybody's personality because we're not friends on Facebook yet. Hopefully, maybe we will be by the end of the day. But you know, don't put something that you don't want your grandma to read on Facebook. Like if you're gonna represent the company, represent it well. It's all about the core values, right? Actually, I had this come up in Pittsburgh, so I had to bring it up. I literally had to have, we had to sit down and we wanted to fire the guy over his Facebook post. Because he couldn't stop with the offensive political jokes. So, come on, man, this is not that hard, like stay out of your own way. What's that?
So I might need to do some things to mine.
You just gotta be careful, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, just
I need to turn my
Make
a separate account.
Dude, I actually told him the same thing, start a different account, but the thing is that he would never go through his old one and delete all of his, like, his coworkers and the people that were customers previously. As long as you don't have customers or coworkers on the one that you wanna say whatever you want on, I'm not trying to censor your Facebook, I could care less.
Yeah.
But make one that's Brad Corbin -TTR. Like, that's my Texas Traditions one, and that's my personal one, and you can have two, it's no big deal. Right? Or just clean your other one up, it makes it, yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Just go in there and be like, okay.
Yeah.
Some of my political views might not line up with everybody else.
Yeah, I stay away from politics.
I try to, but sometimes.
I mean, you know, I do wanna, like, post stuff sometimes, but I just like to like this. Like Beto eats tacos with a fork. But anyway, so Facebook, insurance agents, what else can we do that's different? I mean, obviously, look, if we're gonna door knock, is anybody willing to door knock, want to door knock, doesn't want to door knock? Tell me your feelings like actually on door knocking. You don't want to door knock.
I don't want to door
I know
knock.
you don't want to door knock.
I don't like it. but
I don't like it, okay?
Define what you're saying, door knocking, going everywhere, or just hitting the 5 people around that one house?
Just door knocking in general. We're not talking, six pack is not gonna be an option.
Cold call it.
Cold door knock,
Ooh, I don't really mind it.
okay?
I mean, I could take 100 slams to the face and then that one person saying, absolutely, come on in, that would work for me.
Okay? He's out.
I'm just repairs.
He's a repair guy.
Yeah, so
he's a
I'm,
repair guy.
yeah.
So you should have the easiest door knocks in the world.
Yep.
If there is a shingle missing, you knock on that freaking
Oh,
door.
yeah.
Because there's a reason that you're knocking on the door, there's a
Right.
shingle missing, it's super easy.
Right.
Like, see a fly, like door hangers for if they're not there?
We don't want
Okay.
any door hangers, we wanna go back and talk to them.
So we used to, because there's so many so many 3-tab shingles that are missing, we actually made a door hanger because what time do you normally work?
8 to 5 usually.
So a lot of times they're not gonna be home, so we had one that said, hey, I stopped by and noticed your wind damage, and it just hung on the door.
So you personalize it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like, we had one that was for wind damage, and it had your name, and said, I stopped by, blah, 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 date, they wrote it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not just some like I don't want you walking down the street just handing out door hangers.
Yeah.
But if you took the time to get out of the car
Right.
to knock on the door and nobody answers, then I want you to hang a door hanger.
Don't wanna leave a card though.
What's that?
Don't wanna leave a card.
Not just in the door. And,
Don't wanna leave a business card.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna do something and leave something, that it would need to be customized to that client. Because we have people that knock on doors, leave hangers, everybody grabs them and trashes them. Nobody
Sure.
reads them.
yeah,
So it's gotta mean something.
yeah. I mean, it worked for us just to have one that was just about wind damage,
Yeah.
and at the bottom it had like his information. But instead of just the card slammed in the door, it was like that.
Yep.
And then it had a blank on it for him to write in
Yeah.
a gel tip pen, because that's the only thing that would write on them, and it looked like he actually wrote it when he stopped by.
Yeah.
And give me a call or something, like, we made like a
That makes
salutation
sense.
thing at the end.
Yeah.
But nothing that we had to like, nothing that was real time consuming or labor intensive. It was like, hey, I knocked on the door, they didn't answer, write down the date, slam it on the door.
Yeah.
If they call, they call, if they don't, they don't. I'll stop by the next time if I don't ever get a call from that house. You know? But his job literally, if he was going back and forth to jobs, if you're going from one repair to another repair and you got 15-minute drive, but you got 45 minutes in between, just drive around looking and door knock. Right, I can come back later, you can come back tomorrow, you know, set them up, and I know that's what you're doing now, right? Because repair is all about speed. It's finishing the repair. If you're able to schedule it, do it, and collect for it, it's game over, right? Like you're creating that one-stop shop. So it's the same in the re-roof side, which is where the full replacement side, where Hire Pro, that's how Hire Pro even came to be, is because we're trying to make it fast. Right? Every customer, they're all about Amazon now. It's about buying it now, it just gets delivered, they don't have to spend a bunch of their time going to the mall, marking, shopping, so on and so forth. They can just buy it on Amazon and see everything that's available. It's Hire Pro. Like you can show them everything that you can offer them, close it on the spot, be done. They don't have to have 12 appointments to find out what kind of roof they want. So door knocking for a repair guy, anything with visible damage. Now, that also goes for you replacement guys too. I mean, for the REs that are on replacements, if it has visible damage, I mean, how often are they, if you know the area, how often are they totaled? They're totaled fairly often, right? So you should door knock that one as well. If it's not enough to total it, you just turn it over to him and get it repaired and done. Or, you know, you'll sell the repair the way that you do, but, so whenever we're door knocking neighborhoods, I cherry pick door knocks like crazy. So I'm good at door knocking. I'm not the mule that just keeps plowing forward down the road and just goes down the road and knocks 500 doors. Because you cannot make, just like you can't make 100 calls for referrals effectively in a short amount of time, you can't have 100 effective door knocks all in a row. It's just not possible. I can't get the door slammed in my face 20 times, and the 21st one I'm gonna be on, right? So, we door knocked corner houses. We were just trying to get into a neighborhood, right? So if I had a neighborhood, so this is gonna be awful, but this is like a main street. Why does it have so many streets? There's a lot of streets here.
There was an alley or something.
There's an alley. This is like the main road, so I'm always gonna door knock these corner houses. Right, the first one's coming in, because that's the first ones I want, because that's where I want to sign. Right, and as the neighborhood goes, whatever it does, we door knock all the corner houses. Like that's what we started with. Usually the corner house is a little bit bigger house. I don't know if y'all know that, because they're on the corner. I don't know why they always built a bigger house, it's because the corner lots weren't always great back whenever they were doing subdivisions. But those are generally larger homes, so we always wanted to door knock the corner houses, right? Then we also door knocked anything. If I was driving through a neighborhood, and again, you gotta pick your customer. For me, if I'm driving through a neighborhood and I see a Jag sitting in the driveway, I'm probably gonna door knock that one. So that's the customers we were looking for. We were looking for high net worth people with big houses. We were also in really, really, really large big house neighborhoods where there was only 20, maybe 20, 30, 40 houses in a neighborhood. We're not talking these, you know, what's that Sun City thing? You know, where there's 7,000 houses. Like that's just like kind of just plowing through all those door knocks. It'd take forever.
Well, to use your analogy, Sun City is to which subdivision or small unit in Sun City would you be?
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's all about getting in the neighborhoods that you want to get in, right? If you're gonna door knock smart. Like I used to have a guy that he viewed, and every new sales guy, I'm talking to you newer guys, every new sales guy, they want to go for the cheapest house because they're the least scared of those people. The problem is everyone else goes there. So you know what I figured out? I just door knock all the designer stuff, because no one door knocks this because they don't know what they are. You're walking through a neighborhood, I'm walking through a neighborhood. Grand Sequoia on that roof, you look up and go, it's probably not damaged because you don't know what the hell it is. I walk up to the door and go, man, that's my favorite shingle. And I tell them everything there is to know about Grand Sequoia because I know exactly what it is. So we door knocked tons and tons of special specialty shingle, specialty, you know, the Decora and stuff like that. That's what we were doing. But there's not just neighborhoods of that. It's literally about driving by houses that we found, like, that we actually liked. I mean, I got a house that I literally stopped by to tell him, I really like your house, do you mind if I see the backyard? He looked at me and went, first off, it has Sienna shingles, which was my favorite shingle. And none of this was, it was all true. It's like in this old part of town where they had torn down a bunch of houses, and it had this French Mediterranean look to it, and I just wanted to see the house. I told him, I said, man, I'm a roofer. Like, you've got my favorite shingle on here. I'm not even here to sell you on damage. Like, do you mind if I see your backyard? Like, you have a beautiful home. And I can only imagine what the backyard looks like. I've seen it on people. He had a big pool and stuff. I went to the backyard. It was freaking sweet. He bought a roof from me. $48,000. Right? But it's all just from a door knock. Don't just go knock on the door. Hey, do you have roof damage? Like, that door knock is the same one that everyone else uses over and over and over again. Hey, I'm Brad. I'm from Texas Traditions Roofing. I was in your area inspecting hail damage. I noticed that you might have hail damage. Have you had your roof inspected? That one doesn't work. Right? I mean, it can work, but it's just going to be, you're going to get 98 doors slammed in your face before you get a couple that'll open. It's just not that, it's not interesting, right? Why do people answer the door?
See what you want.
They're interested on what's, it's got to be, it's curiosity. That's the only reason to open the door. I have a feeling if you're at home and the door, only because I know you, I'm just taking a guess, and I may be wrong. Somebody knocks on your door. He might not get up and go answer the door if he doesn't know somebody's coming over. Seems like the kind of guy he is. I don't know. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. If he did, it's only because he's curious about who's on the other side. But it's not a guarantee that he's going to get up. I'm the same way. Like, I didn't call anybody. I'll look out there. If it's not the mailman, I'm not going. You know, or if it's not the UPS guy that has something I ordered online, I might not go because I think it's probably a security company or something.
Always look.
Yeah, see? Always look, and then you decide, right? Big jacked up roofing truck outside. Yeah, no, I'm good. But it's curiosity that makes people answer the door. So if you're gonna get into if you're willing to door knock, don't just go out there and plow through door knock after door knock after door knock. Go door knock with a mission, right? It's like, here's the deal. We want in this neighborhood. So I'm gonna door knock corner lots that make sense for us to do so that we can get ourselves in this neighborhood, and then we'll six-pack our way through the whole place. We're door knocking the whole neighborhood. Sometimes we just gotta get a job in there, right? We've talked about that. Like getting the job, the first job, 2 jobs would sell me for like the rest of the season. I didn't have to go plow through a whole neighborhood like, you know, Locust with sales guys to get a bunch of jobs in one neighborhood. We just had to go get a couple, and then we started the referral thing from the get-go, the minute they signed the contract. You know any of your neighbors that are looking at roofing contractors? Anybody that lives in here and see where they take you. They'll go door knock it with you. Like, I've had customers literally walk me over to Mr. Jones's house, to knock on the door. Hey, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, this is Brad. We're getting a roof from him, you should too. And then, you know, we start and sell them a roof. So it's not, you don't have to finish the job to ask for the referral. You should be asking for referrals throughout the whole process, right? And like I said, I know that door knocking is not like y'all's main focus at all, nor what you want to do as a company or be known for doing. But I think that it's safe to say if you knock on nothing but designers, repair guys knocking on stuff with visible damage, and knock on corner houses of neighborhoods that you actually want to be in, it's not really door knocking at a mass scale. Corner lots in a neighborhood, you're talking, there's only like probably 25 of them in the whole neighborhood. And that's all you're knocking on. And I can teach you a pitch for it works. Like, hey, we have a corner lot special. And we would give them American Harvest because we wanted to show, it's like a corner lot showcase house. That's what we were trying to do. And we're gonna fix your ventilation, we're gonna fix everything about it and put the prettiest roofs that we can get done here on the corner so that everybody starts calling us because we think our work speaks for itself. Instead of spending massive amounts of money, and this is how we did it. well, this was the pitch. Instead of spending massive amounts of money having people come through here and just door knock on your neighbor's doors for the next 3 months, we'd rather spend it on this corner house right here and have our sign in front of it. So that every day when they drive by the house, they see that we did that job. Like, we believe that works better than us coming to annoy the crap out of you. And that fits with what y'all want to do, I think. Right? So
Yep.
that's the pitch that works on a corner house and gives me like, I don't have to door knock that many. And then again, on the designer, it's about being the experts, which that's what y'all are all about. Be the roofing expert, right?
Go ahead.
It makes it super easy.
So we're door knocking with the visible, are we okay doing that? If we
Yeah.
have if there's visible damage,
Visible damage, yeah.
and if it has a no soliciting sign, we can still door knock it?
How did you handle those soliciting signs?
Because
You were in-
every single house that I went on around Terry Wallace, no soliciting, every
So
single.
you were in neighborhoods where they were high end, so you were value buy. We consider ourselves value buy, not the same value buy that you are, but value buy. But also, that's a no soliciting, there are no soliciting communities. So how did you do?
Yeah, so the no soliciting thing on the community sign doesn't count, it has to be actually on their door.
But if it's on the door, you will knock it, no matter what.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. State of Texas, like, the law doesn't say that,
Well, okay, but you did knock it.
I knocked all of them, when I've ever seen one. Unless they had a no soliciting sign literally on the door. And if it did, I even knocked those sometimes.
Those are the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, I offered to buy their no soliciting sign. Hey man, this is a beautiful sign. As long as it doesn't look like, the stickers from like Home Depot. That is a beautiful no soliciting sign. You might have to ask him, where did you get that? So I work at a roofing company and people are always knocking on my customers' doors and we like give these away whenever we sell them a roof. So I was wondering if I could either buy that one or if you could tell me where you bought it.
That is methodical.
It's different. They're gonna laugh at you. I'm like, come on, dude. But yeah, that's all I'm here for. It was a little different.
This one literally said, no soliciting.
I'm not
Don't
soliciting.
knock, don't make it awkward.
I'm just trying to laugh at
It
things.
said, don't knock, don't make it awkward.
Yes, exactly.
But like you'd be facing a gun barrel. That would be awkward.
Don't knock, don't ring the doorbell and just look at it. Not sure what awkward is, so I don't want to make it awkward. Just stare at it, just stare at it.
Is this awkward?
This is an awkward.
I mean, like, I'm trying not to make this awkward. You haven't said anything yet, so I'm not sure what to say. I mean, honestly, so door knocking for me, whenever I got in, because I had to be good at it, it became basically a stand-up routine the whole time that I door knocked. It was all just jokes, man. I just told jokes. Whenever I door knock, I look at it like this: 10 seconds to get 10 more seconds. So how long could I keep it going to where they wouldn't just slam the door in my face? So the first 10 seconds have to be really interesting to get another 10, to get another 10, to get another 10. Like, I'm just going for 10 seconds. We did Roofers Clearinghouse. Like, I had one guy that showed up with balloons, squirting. Like, that's the kind of crap that my guys would
It's gonna
do.
be awesome.
I mean, my guys were a different breed of cat that would go to your door. Yeah, but it was always fun. Like, we didn't want to go plow through. I mean, and we would video. Like, he had a dude show up with an old school video camera with an iPhone hooked to the front of it, so it looked like the Publishers Clearinghouse. And he's videoing himself doing this door knock with like all the balloons and everything. He had like his kids out front holding like a big check looking thing.
Oh,
That was awesome.
So what was the pitch?
No, then he just wanted to do it.
So you just did that, turned around and walked off?
No, it was a free roof inspection. He wanted a free roof inspection.
Oh, my
So that's what was on the check?
It was on the check.
Free roof
For-
inspection.
Do it with my drone, he did the drone inspection stuff, and I mean, it worked.
That's a big check.
Because they would come outside and laugh, and I mean, if you can get somebody to laugh, like that's half the battle. I mean, so new guys, you go door knock with me, you hate me first door that somebody answered. Because my old door knock was this, because they go, show me how you knock the door. Explaining to them, 10 seconds gets you 10 seconds type thing. So I go, hey, I'm Brad, I'm with the parole office. Zach here is out on parole. If he doesn't sell a roof by 5 o'clock, he's going back. Go ahead, Zach. And just like sit there and just like leave him, and he's going, oh. And the person answering the door is like, this dude is insane. Like, you might want to come up with something better because I use that one all the time. And I did it over and over and over again. We door knock. So we go through neighborhoods that had little eyebrow windows with standing seam on them, right? No one ever wants to touch the standing seam, right? I'm just here to do standing seam. We don't do roofs. Just here for standing seam. Oh, you're a roofer? Yeah, I only do the little window part. I can do that, the rest of it for you, but I'm only interested in the standing seam. That's it. That's what I'm knocking on your door. Or gutters. Like, we knocked for the stuff no one else was knocking for. Everybody's knocking. You have an insurance claim. Would you like to get your roof replaced? Like, no crap, dude. So we would go through and go, hey, I noticed that your roof got replaced and you didn't get your gutters done. We sell gutters. Like, I'm here for the gutters. Or even if the whole roof's still shot. Like, I'm just here for gutters. That's all I'm here for. Well, do y'all do roofs too? Because it gets them to talk to me because I'm different than the last guy. Like, just be different than the last guy. The last guy said the same pitch I've heard 9 million times, which is, I'm blank from blank. I'm in the area doing so-and-so's roof. Would you like to get a free inspection? Every single one of them say that. You know, I had one guy, he literally went and said, hey, so we're doing $249 high definition inspections, which is like, well, he was trying to sell his inspections. He's doing them with a drone, with HD pictures. He's like, dude, it was just something different. Everybody else was free. He said the customer would come out, like they actually talked to me because it had a price on it. They're like, well, what makes it HD? He's like, dude, it was just something. Like, I started rattling off letters and price. And it cost something, so there was a value to it. He go, well, if you do it today, I can actually do that for free. I've got a coupon. And he had coupons in his bag, and he would write them out. Anyway, just little stuff that makes you different than the last guy. Stop knocking the door
Stop saying the same.
with the same, I am blank from blank doing inspections for free. Like, you're not selling value whenever you're immediately devaluing yourself from day one. We get free estimates. Like, we don't. Like, don't do that. It's our time, right? I mean, we have to, but make it worth something. Like, don't pitch it that way, because when we pitch it that way, we're devaluing ourselves. And we're just killing ourselves on that door knock. So, again, that's some ideas on door knocking. You know, corner lot, showcase houses. You can come up with 1 million of them if you want to video them and send them to me. I'll tell you if they're good or if they suck. Like, I'll send you some. If you send me some, I'll send you some. Show me yours, I'll show you mine. Like being 12 again. But I mean, I'm you know, I get a kick out of, if somebody's actually going to use them, then I'll sit there and mess around with doing door knocks to myself on my phone. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. But it'll work, right? It'll work if you just make it interesting. Be interesting at the door. So. All right. Well, first off, before we get to the six-pack thing, can we all agree that we're going to do this? Everybody go get 4 insurance agents, please. And when you get 4, if one of them stops referring you stuff, like, go into the insurance office. I only take on 4 agents because it's all I can service. If you're not going to use me, tell me now, because I don't want you to take a spot because I'm going to have to drop you later on anyway. Go get you 4 active insurance agents, right? Put it on a schedule of how you're gonna call them. Be able to have Michael be able to go, or Wes, or whoever, to be able to go, hey, what are you doing this week on X, Y, or Z, right? For marketing. And you should be able to say, well, I'm going to Sarah's office on Thursday, because it's her week, and last week I went to Bill's office. Have your schedule of what you're gonna do. And if you need help doing that, one of these guys will, I'm sure, help you with that. Correct?
Yep.
Won't beat you up about it. If we're calling old clients, stop trying to call them all in 1 week. Let's get it narrowed down to a little bit longer of a discussion, but we can't spend the whole damn week calling 100 clients on 10-minute phone calls. That's 1,000 minutes. It's a lot of time. You're not gonna get anything done, right? So get it to 10 of them, 20 of them, however many you could effectively do in a week. So there's I have a list of this deal I used to do where it was how many calls that I made a day. It's amazing that how many calls I made today. So I try to break bread with people 5 times a week, whether it be lunch or breakfast, right? So this was one of them, you know, and then my realtors were one of them a week. And then I would take a client that I thought maybe for you guys, you'll do some commercial, you can take a GC, you know, a client, somebody that I actually like, take them. Not some expensive lunch, not anything huge, just go spend an hour with them. Whatever it was, take lunch to their house, take lunch to their office, just spend some time. It's a relationship that actually builds that referral base that just keeps on giving. And you don't need to do any of this. You don't need the door knocks because your phone will ring so much. It makes it 10 times easier, right? Just work the people that we know. But come up with a plan of how exactly that you're gonna do that with these referral sources. What's y'all's role gonna be on Facebook? Like, I think y'all should standardize, like, we want this many posts a week. It's just me.
So you're doing 4?
Don't you dare say 6.
12 posts a week.
12 posts a week, 3 times, yeah.
I mean, I'd say 2 to 3 posts a week on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter.
All right, we're going with 3, then I can't do 2.
Where are you going, MySpace?
Probably MySpace.
12, because it takes a while to get this out there. So do 3 posts a week. So make your own schedule, put it on your calendar.
You can use
You know,
schedule
just-
the posts.
You can schedule the posts. You can use Hootsuite and it does it for you. But 3 posts a week is gonna be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? Or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. You pick. Just do something and stick with it. Makes it super easy. All right. So the 6-pack thing.
Wait,
Oh. Oh,
You want one of these?
wait, your battery done?